Hey you, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tina and my aim is to improve your drawings just like others have done for me when I just started out. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe right now so you don't miss out on any future videos. Each week I post a new video where I cover topics about pastel or a drawing tutorial. Moving on to the content of this week, today I'll be reviewing the pastel pencils from Caran D'Ache. Same as for my previous reviews, last week I did a video where I drew a nose using only the pencils from this brand. If you're interested in portraits, go check out this playlist, and besides the nose study, you'll also find a mouth study there, and I keep adding to that list. Now when it comes to Caran D'Ache, this is a family business that has been around for about 100 years. And in this time, they have become internationally renowned for their drawing experience and writing experience they offer. I'm pretty sure this brand takes a huge spot in the arsenal of most artists who work with pencils. They might be more famous for their colored pencil set, the Luminances. But their pastel pencil counterpart is, in my opinion, definitely worth your time. Like always, I divided this review in different categories. Let's get started with the first category. First up is their packaging and presentation. Let's start with one of their biggest upsides, and that is that they come in 84 different colors. This is the highest among all of the pastel pencils that I know and use. Here again, it's possible to buy these open stock, and like I've already said, open stock is very handy, seeing as some of your colors will wear down much faster than others. Besides the biggest set of 84, you also have the option to buy them in smaller sets. They are available in 12, 20, 40 and 76. The standard casing is a handy strong foam lined box, and the outside is a sturdy thick cardboard case, and on the inside you'll find thin plastic grooved sleeves. This means you can store your pencils individually from each other, and who knows, this kind of protection might even help extend their lifetime. Besides the normal boxes, you have the option of the wooden luxurious case that holds the biggest amount of pencils. Let me pull up a picture right here. I think it speaks for itself that this will come at a quite steep price. Now let's have a look at the pencil itself. Just like the Faber-Castell pencils, this barrel doesn't feature the color along the whole of the barrel. Instead, you'll find a beautiful wooden casing and an indication of the color at the tip. I personally think this closely resembles the true color that the pencils produce. Obviously, these pencils also have a lightfastness rating stamped on them. And then you'll also find the name of the colors as well as a color code for easy identification. Another nice feature of these pencils is that instead of the normal round shape, they have a hexagonal barrel. This isn't a big deal, but it's nice to know that my pencil has almost 0% chance of falling off the table. And I'm pretty sure my own clumsiness makes up for the chance of falling off the table anyway. So for packaging and presentation, I'd give this a 5 out of 5. Moving on to my second category, their color range and lightfastness. Like I said before, they have a total of 84 colors, which is the highest I know of. And since they have so many colors, obviously I'm very happy about the range of colors you get. I love all the colors in the set, and for me, drawing mostly wildlife, everything I want is included in there. The only thing I could say is that there could have been a little bit more grays, but then I'm just nitpicking. When it comes to the lightfastness, they work with a star system. I'll put a link to that in the description if you would like to check it out. It goes from 1 to 5, where Caran D'Ache considers a 4 and a 5 professional grade. Now there are only 4 pencils in a set that have a 2-star score, so all in all this is already excellent. Also, Caran D'Ache is extremely hard on itself when it comes to the lightfastness ratings, and even this 2-star rating should exhibit fantastic vivid colors for years without issue. In short, their lightfastness is amazing, with 61 pencils that have a 4+ star rating. With this level of lightfastness, you can expect these colors to last for a lifetime. So for color range and lightfastness, I would definitely give them 5 out of 5. For my third category, their visual appeal and performance. This category is the most crucial one when it comes to buying a brand. Like the previous brands I reviewed, I also use the Caran D'Ache pencils quite a lot in my drawings, and my experience with them is very good. One of the biggest upsides of these pencils is that their pigment levels are through the roof. This must be the main reason why they are this expensive as well. What this means is that nearly every color you put on your paper is very vibrant and vivid in a way that few other brands can match. When it comes to the lead hardness, this can go from really soft to neutral to very hard. These pencils definitely fall on the more soft side of the spectrum, maybe even the softest pencils I know of. As a result, when you apply this pencil to your paper, it kind of feels like slicing with a knife through butter. That's how soft these pencils are, for me at least. Another nice feature because of their softness is their blending ability. Blending in pastel is a given, it's the nature of the medium to lend itself beautifully for this. The only thing impacting this level is the hardness of the pastel lead. But the pencils from Caran D'Ache take this to a whole new level. Blending with these pencils is incredibly fun and enjoyable, they layer on top of each other with ease, and due to their high levels of pigment, mixing is really easy. But there are a few downsides to these pencils as well. Because they are so soft, they apply lots of pigment very smoothly, which can sometimes become an issue. When you need lots of layers, you need to be careful with these pencils to make sure you don't completely fill up the tooth of the paper. Another small struggle with these pencils are detailed areas. It's not as easy with these pencils to get those crisp, clear lines you're after. And the last downside is the sharpening. Just like the previous 2 points, this has everything to do with the very soft lead. So while that gives it its wonderful application of color and blending, it's also the reason why sharpening these pencils is a little bit trickier. I find that if you're careful, you'll have no issues, but don't try to use these pencils with a crank handle sharpener. This will not work. It's time to give them a score. I'm taking into account that I mostly draw realistic wildlife, and as such I need quite a few fine lines. If I were doing more human portraits or landscapes, I would have given them the maximum score, but with a wildlife artist in mind, I give them a 4 out of 5. And finally, for the last category, let's talk money and value. I'm not going to beat around the bush, they are extremely expensive. When you want to buy one of these pencils open stock, you'll pay the amount of around 3 euros. This is double the amount of some other pencils on the market. If you buy them in a set, you'll save some money, but I don't think it's worth it. Now normally I give way more information about the prices, but I use Jackson's as my benchmark, and for some reason the Caran D'Ache are extremely expensive on Jackson's. Buying a set from Amazon is still an option, but I have trouble finding a place where I can buy them open stock with a reasonable price. As soon as I find a place, I'll put the link down in the description below. I'll still have the link to Jackson's in the description because maybe they are not expensive for their buyers in the UK. Now back to the price. Do I think these pencils are worth the price? When it comes to most art supplies, Caran D'Ache offers the most expensive sets in a lot of mediums. These top-end sets come with pigment levels that are spectacular to say the least, and this set is no exception. And like I mentioned earlier, this comes at a cost, so this makes me believe that the price is justified somehow. But the biggest question isn't about their price, but whether or not you need these pencils. Here my answer would be no. No, you definitely don't need these pencils to make beautiful drawings. There are other pencils out there that will give you more value for your money. And their lightfastness ratings could be a big plus for professional artists selling artworks, but for the beginner, still learning, or amateur artist, this doesn't hold as much value. So for money and value, I would give them a 3 out of 5. Finally, I've reached a conclusion. If you ever have the chance to work with these pencils, you are going to be pleased with how easily you can apply them on your paper, the vivid colors they produce, and how amazingly they blend. With the exception of a few minor downfalls, there is really just one big drawback, and that is their price. And while I feel their price is valid, there are better options out there. My suggestion would be to get the individual pencils you'll use mostly instead of all of them. I would also go for the colors you use mostly in your first layers, as this is where they shine. I'd also get the black from this brand because it's my favorite right after the black chalk pastel from Cretacolor. So overall, I'd give these pencils a 4 out of 5. If you share my opinion or you have a different one, let me know in the comments below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate your support, as this helps to grow my channel and reach other people just like yourself. Hope to see you again next Friday, and in the meantime, have a great week.